These are the best players you can use as a manager in career mode this year, but I can only choose one player from every country. Do note that I did not pick a player from literally every country, only the countries who had a fun enough player to actually use as a manager and players who have a scanned game face in FC24. If you want to start a managerial career in a specific country, then you need to add the player to a club that's already playing in a country and then retire. The first player is Henrik Mkhitaryan, who is 34 years old at the start of a career mode. As a manager, you could try and help his former team Borussia Dortmund win the Bundesliga and Champions League. A fun player to use as a manager from Austria is Marco Arnautovic, who is also 34 years old. Arnautovic is often seen as a difficult person, but you can help one of his former teams, FC24, Werder Bremen, Stoke City or West Ham, win some trophies as a manager. Marouane Fellaini still has his big afro in the game, so he will sure be a unique player to have as a manager. He is currently 35 years old and you can help one of his former clubs, Standard Liège, Everton or Manchester United, get back to glory. Edin Dzeko is currently 37 years old and a fun challenge is to win the Bundesliga with Wolfsburg again, just like how he did over a decade ago when he formed a great partnership with Brazilian striker Grafite. Luka Modric is also 37 years old at the start of career mode and is a true footballing icon. You can help Spurs to win their first Premier League title with Modric as a manager. Kasper Schmeichel is 36 years old and is of course part of the iconic Leicester City title winning side, so it could be fun to win the Premier League with Leicester again by using Schmeichel as a manager. The same counts for Jamie Vardy, who is now 36 years old as well. Try and win the Premier League with Leicester or help Fleetwood Town get into the Premier League, as Vardy used to play for them as well. Timo Pukki is now 33 years old and is a club legend at Norwich City. Help them get back in the Premier League with Pukki as a manager. Olivier Giroud was part of the Montpellier side who won Ligue 1 in the 2011-12 season. You can recreate this scenario by making Giroud a manager and eventually manage Montpellier to win the league again. Marco Reus has still not been able to win the Bundesliga with Dortmund as a player, but maybe you can help him win the Bundesliga whilst he is the manager of his beloved Dortmund. Peter Gulaschi is now 33 years old and has played for both Red Bull Salzburg and RB Leipzig. You can try to help either of them become European giants. If there is one man perfect for the job of helping Juventus return to the top, it's Giorgio Chiellini. He is now 38 years old and is a true club legend at Juventus. Virgil van Dijk is 32 years old and has played for Celtic, Southampton and Liverpool, with the first two being great options to manage in career mode if you decide to make Van Dijk a manager. Johnny Evans is 35 years old and has played a lot of games for Manchester United, West Brom and Leicester City. All three are great team options to become a manager of, with Johnny Evans as manager. Robert Lewandowski is 34 years old at the start of career mode and could be a fun storyline to help Polish side like Poznan become a great side again. Of course, you can't leave Cristiano Ronaldo out of this list. He's now 38 years old and he could try to help one of his former clubs get back to the top of the footballing world, but as manager. Sporting Club de Portugal is of course a great club to use as well, as that's where Ronaldo's professional career started. Seamus Coleman has played for Everton since 2009 and is a big club legend. It could be fun to help Everton out of their current tough situation by becoming a manager of Everton with Coleman. Stephen Fletcher might not be a very popular name, but he has played for many English teams, including Burnley, Wolves, Sunderland, Sheffield Wednesday and Stoke City, and it's a fun storyline to help one of these clubs eventually win the Premier League with Fletcher as manager. Dusan Tadic is already a real leader and a club legend at Ajax, who are in a big crisis currently. It could be a fun storyline to have him as the Ajax manager in career mode and help them get back to the top again. Santi Cazorla recently got his face scan back in the game and he currently plays for his boyhood club Real Oviedo. It would be a fantastic story to help the club get into La Liga whilst being Cazorla as the manager. Granit Xhaka was a great player and leader at Gladbach. Helped the club get back in the Champions League whilst being Xhaka as the manager. Omar Toprak has played for the likes of Freiburg, Leverkusen, Dortmund and Werder Bremen, with each of them being a fun team to manage with Toprak. Aaron Ramsey was a fan's favorite at Arsenal and would be cool to have him back at the club as a manager in career mode. Just like Dzeko, Hasebe was also part of Wolfsburg in their iconic title winning season in 2009. So you could once again recreate this scenario with him as the manager or become the manager of Frankfurt, of which he has played for since 2014. Heung-min Son has played for Hamburg, Leverkusen and of course Spurs, with Hamburg being the most fun club to bring back to glory as he currently plays in the second division. Salem Al-Dawsari is one of the best ever players of Saudi Arabia and he has played for Al Hilal since 2011, briefly going out on loan at Villarreal in 2018 and making just one appearance. You can make Al-Dawsari become a legendary manager as well by first starting in the Saudi League and eventually managing teams in Europe. There's only really one perfect option to take Barcelona back to glory with in career mode, and that is Lionel Messi of course. Thiago Silva is a football legend with his spirits at AC Milan, PSG and Chelsea. You can try to win another Champions League with Milan. Alexis Sanchez has played for the likes of Udinese, Barca, Arsenal and Inter, and I would recommend to use him as a manager at Udinese and FC24. Radamel Falcao is a legend at almost every team he has played for, including Porto, Atletico Madrid and AS Monaco. All three teams are great options to to manage with Radamel Falcao in my opinion. Paulo Guerrero has played a big part of his career outside Europe, but he did play for Bayern and Hamburg, with once again Hamburg being a perfect team to use in career mode, especially with Guerrero as the manager. When you make Cavani a manager in FC24, I would recommend to manage Palermo and bring them back to the Serie A, as he used to play for them as well. Salomon Rondon has played for many clubs including Las Palmas, West Brom and Newcastle United. As Newcastle is already a very good team, I would recommend to start his managerial career off at either Las Palmas or West Brom. Junior Hoylett is 33 years old already and he has played a lot for Blackburn, QPR and Cardiff, with all three teams being a great road to glory option this year. Keylor Navas of course played for Real Madrid and PSG, but also played for current second division teams Albacete and Levante. Make Navas a manager and help one of them get promoted to La Liga. Rafael Morrison was called a big wonderkid when he was in the Manchester United academy, but eventually never came close to fulfilling his potential. You can help him become a successful manager in career mode though, possibly helping one of his former clubs as well. Javier Hernandez played for Manchester United, Real Madrid, Leverkusen, West Ham and Sevilla, but now plays for LA Galaxy. Start his managerial career in the MLS to eventually help one of his former clubs win the Champions League. Michael Bradley is of course a legend of the American football team and MLS side Toronto, but he also played for Dutch side Heerenveen, Gladbach and AS Roma. Help one of those clubs get a few trophies with Bradley as the manager. Riyad Mahrez was also part of the iconic Leicester title winning team, but he played at Ligue 2 side Le Havre beforehand. So try to manage the club who gave Mahrez his first big push in his footballing career in Le Havre. Vincent Aboubakar is one of the best ever players playing for the national team of Cameroon. He has also played for Valenciennes, Lorient, Porto, Besiktas and Al Nassr. So make him a successful manager at one of his former clubs as well. Max Gradel is already 35 years old and had a successful stint during his career at Saint-Etienne, who currently play in the second French division. So become the manager of them and help them get back to Ligue 1. Mo Salah is a club legend at Liverpool since he joined in 2017. When using Salah as a manager in career mode, you could try to become the manager of Liverpool or choose one of his former clubs like Basel, Fiorentina or AS Roma. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang also had a successful stint at Saint-Etienne, so once again you can try to become the manager of them and help them get promoted to the first division again. Naby Keita has been injured so many times during his career and his stint at Werder Bremen has not been successful yet. So make him a manager and help Werder Bremen reach the top of the Bundesliga again to make him a successful coach. Odion Ighalo has played in many places, but he would be a good fit to manage Watford with, as he has played there for a few years and was very successful. If you want to use Koulibaly as a manager, I would recommend to become the manager of Ligue 1 side Metz or Belgian side Genk. Wahbi Kasria is another player who is a great manager to use in a French road to glory, as he has played at Bordeaux, Bastia and Saint-Etienne. If you want to manage Wolves, you could use Romain Saiss as the manager, as he played there from 2016 to 2022 and was a solid player for the club. And the last player on this list comes from New Zealand and it is Chris Wood. He has played for many English clubs who are currently in the second division, so pick one to bring back to the Premier League. Who are you gonna use as a manager in career mode? Let me know in the comments and subscribe to my channel to get more FC24 tips, and I will see you at the next video.